We are Cory and Wallace, an early retired couple on a full-time journey around the world. With a passion for exploring new cultures, discovering hidden gems, and enjoying delicious local food, we are on a mission to experience as much of the world as we can.
Welcome back. We are in Bucharest, Romania, and today we are going to Sibiu, Romania.
We have been in Bucharest now for 30 days. This was a bit of a longer stay just to have some time to relax and unwind. Haven't gotten up to too much. As you can probably see from our videos, we didn't actually do too much. There wasn't a whole lot to do here besides the major touristy stuff, which we've already done. But yeah, I enjoyed our downtime here, and I quite liked the area we were staying here in Louis. It was really convenient, grocery stores nearby, 10-minute walk to the metro station so we could get around, get to Old Town and stuff pretty quickly and cheaply. So overall, I enjoyed it here.
Yeah, and this Airbnb is probably like the most coziest, most homiest Airbnb we've had in a long time. It had a dishwasher, it had an oven. We were cooking almost normal food for us. And if you've been traveling for a while, you'll understand what that means. We couldn't do it like super normal because we don't have all the spices and everything, and we don't have a full pantry, but we had some really amazing food.
Yeah, and it helped that there's a really large grocery store or supermarket just like not even a 10-minute walk from here. So overall, really handy, really convenient, and I would come stay here again if we wanted some downtime. This was fantastic. But anyways, today we are moving on to a new town, and like Cory said, we are going to Sibiu. And to get there today, we are going to be heading to the Bucharest North train station and taking a first-class train. So come along with us today and find out what that's all about.
Get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test.
We had a really good Uber driver, and we ended up chatting with him the whole way. He was just really helpful, gave us some more sights to see in Sibiu, warned us about renting a car, saying don't get ripped off. But we are now at the train station, and people are so friendly. We were obviously kind of lost on where we were going, and the lady just stopped and helped us. Our train is now here. We're on platform 7, and Wallace just went to go get some food from McDonald's for the train ride. I've got like a bag full of snacks, so I should be fine.
And our train's already sitting here at the platform ready to go, so we're just going to get on and find our seats.
And we bought our tickets online. You don't need a paper ticket once you get here. At least that is what some very friendly person told us.
Sometimes like all you want to do is run. Hear me out, hear me out.
That was fun.
So a little bit of a cluster trying to get onto our train car because I screwed up and I had pulled up the wrong train ticket on my phone. We have 3 train rides booked and I pulled the wrong one up, so we were looking for the wrong car number. Worked itself out. We figured it out eventually thanks to some helpful locals who directed us in the right direction. So we are now in our car. Unfortunately, with the website, it showed the car facing the other way, so I thought we were going to be riding facing forward, but it looks like they've hooked the car up backwards, so we're going to be riding backwards today, which is not as ideal. But...
And we're off. Right on time.
At 10 a.m. So yeah, started rolling, and now we've got about a 6-hour train ride to Sibiu.
The train is nothing to write home about. It will get it. It's very functional. It'll get us there. But we'll show you the seats. They're very, very basic.
We chose to go with first class because it wasn't that much more expensive, and it theoretically gave us a little bit more room. So in first class, the seats are arranged in a 2 and 1 configuration, and as opposed to 2 and 2 in second class. We've got lots of overhead luggage storage space, plus we've got a luggage rack right behind Cory right now, where we have our suitcases. The seat itself, there's a lot of legroom. Like, I can basically stick my legs straight out without issue, but there's no tray table, there's no cup holders or anything else. It's just this padded seat, and yeah, it's pretty minimal.
But if you don't want to tell me now, I guess I'll never know. Losing almost all my energy.
Not even gonna do a tour of the bathroom. Needless to say, it is kind of gross, and the toilet doesn't flush. Looks like it's broken, so you get what you pay for. This was a relatively cheap first class train experience. So yeah, that's pretty much that.
We are at our first stop.
No,
Okay.
this is like the third stop.
Oh,
Technically.
I really haven't been paying attention.
So this train does a lot of stops. We're currently in Campina, I believe it is. Looks like on the map, looks like about halfway between Bucharest and Brasov. So if that's right, we're only an hour and 8 minutes into the journey. So it looks like we're going to hit Brasov in about 2 hours, which means that last stretch is going to take a lot longer to go lesser distance. So I'm guessing it's going to go a lot slower once we're in the mountains.
Yeah, and the scenery so far, it just really reminds me of Canada. It's a lot of trees, a lot of like really open spaces. There's a lot of farms, and now that we're in the smaller towns, just a very quaint village.
Yeah, pretty much. Just as you're riding along the countryside, you could definitely mistake it for home. Absolutely.
At 29 and I find myself wondering what did happen to the last 10. I ran away with my life, fast forward, never turn back again. It's kind of funny that the more we pass time, the more we need to set them rewind. And 19 was the year I had to leave you, but now I'm seeing all the signs. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. Is this really happening? I can't be too sure, but one day I'll be yours again. Life lessons come one in a dozen. The other 11 give something from nothing.
We are at Brasov, and it is clearly like a big major drop-off. I have no idea how much time we have, so we'll see how long of a stop. Every other stop has only been like 2 or 3 minutes max, so just enough time for people to disboard. It didn't look like too many people were coming on.
No, there was a lot of people on the platform when we pulled in.
No, this one, but the other ones.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, those other stations were like a couple of people. This one, definitely a lot of people. And we'll be coming back here to Brasov in a couple of weeks. And the other thing to note is if you come and take the train, make sure to bring food and water with you, because there isn't a like a dining car. There is a guy, like an attendant, who walks up and down the train every so often with a tray of like food and drink for sale. I believe that's cash only, so if you somehow aren't prepared, there are some options, but just be aware of that.
I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. Is this really happening? I can't be too sure, but one day I'll be yours again. One day I'll be
Well, our train got in exactly on time, 10 minutes to 4, and so we are now in the town of Sibiu.
come one in a dozen. The other 11 give something from nothing. Life lessons come one in a dozen. The other 11 give something from nothing. Life lessons come one in a dozen. The other 11 give something from nothing. Life changes, just open the door. One thing's certain, I'll always be yours. Is this with the air? But then I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. Is this with the air? But then
This elevator is a little bit small, and we're like totally just smushed in here right now with our bags and backpacks. All right, welcome to our Airbnb here in Sibiu. Fairly little place, but it looks like it'll do. It's not, I don't think, quite as clean as the last one, but it's overall not too shabby. So you come in and you've got the living room here. You've got a TV and a couch, and this is a pull-out sofa bed. TV's at a really odd angle is the one thing we immediately noticed, but what are you gonna do? And then our kitchen, which has a dining table, we've got a fridge, decent amount of cupboard space, and again we've got a 4-burner gas stove and an oven, which is fantastic. And as you can see, we've got a balcony. It's actually quite a large balcony, which also connects to the bedroom, which is the other side of that wall there. In here, we've got our little bathroom, just a shower. Yeah, you know what? That looks like it'll actually keep all the water in. And then sink and toilet, and there is a washing machine behind the door there. It's kind of tight in here, so I have to get out of the way. And our bedroom, which has a queen-size bed. A lot of closet space in here as well. And the other side of the deck, which, yeah. It's a little noisy out here, but with the windows closed, you can't hear that street traffic noise at all. So this will do nicely for the 2 weeks we're here.
The next day.
And today we are going to take you guys with us. We're going to grab an Uber and go over to the Sibiu International Airport, where we are going to pick up a rental car from Enterprise for the next 4 days so that we can do a couple of cool road trips. Yeah, we're not going to get up to too much else today. I think probably grab some groceries. We got dinner last night, which we didn't film. But yeah, most of today's just going to be getting ourselves set up for the next couple of day trip outings that we're going to go on. So we'll head on out and get into a car.
Now, as far as renting a car, multiple people have warned us not to rent a car because there's a lot of scams with regards to like the insurance and stuff. And we did do some research. We were going to go with a cheaper company, but then we looked into them and they were really bad. So
yeah, if you look online, you're going to see a lot of car rental agencies advertising, like $11 a day for, small or mid-sized car, which sounds too good to be true. And as usual with those kind of things, it is, because when you dig deeper into the reviews, they basically scam the hell out of you for damages to the car, or try really hard to upsell you a really expensive liability insurance policy to cover all that stuff. Basically, if you read the actual reviews, you're gonna get scammed. They're gonna find some way to claim damages from you. So rather than that, we're gonna pay, a fair bit more for the car rental itself, but from a reputable agency with good reviews. So there shouldn't be any problems there.
arrived at the airport, which is where the rental company is. They're not there.
It's a small airport, and each of the rental car counters, well, they're not counters, they're little like office cubicles, but there's only one person in each, I guess, and the person manning the Enterprise isn't there. Even though the door's unlocked, their stuff is sitting there. They must have taken a customer to the car or something. I'm sure they'll be back momentarily, but it's just kind of funny. It's definitely got small town vibes here.
Yeah, it reminds me of the Terrace Airport, actually. There's lots of mountains in the background. The airport's really small. It's clean. It's nice.
So our car is a 2025 Volkswagen Polo. It is basically in perfect shape. There's like a couple of small scuffs on it. It's only got 4,500 kilometers on it, so it's essentially brand new. There's no damage underneath. And yeah, we have the full zero deductible insurance package regardless, so even if anything happens, we're covered. We definitely always feel more comfortable taking the insurance, because even a rock chip, for example, on the highway, because we're doing a couple long highway drives, even a rock chip to the windshield would cost double what the insurance costs. So it's just a cheaper way to be able to deal with it, hand the keys over and walk away without any difficulties. And yeah, this should do just fine.
Well, thanks for joining us on our travels to Sibiu. The train ride, what'd you think?
It was about as good as we can have expected, all things considered. Besides the bathroom situation being kind of gross, the actual train journey itself, at 6 hours, it was on time, like exactly on time, which was really impressive. And we got to see some beautiful Romanian countryside along the way.
Yeah, and now we have a car, so yay, we have some freedom.
For 4 days.
But getting the extra, like the full coverage for the car always makes a huge difference, because then you're not trying to nitpick and make sure that you have every scratch and ding like documented, and just it's easier.
Yeah, it costs a little extra, not gonna lie, I don't love paying for that, but we have had a rental car before where if we hadn't taken the insurance, we would have been dinged for hundreds of dollars in damages to the windshield, and that's just the way it goes, right? So we've got the full insurance coverage, so we have nothing to worry about when we go drop it off. We got 4 days with it, and we only have 4 days with it because that is the only remaining time left on our international driving permits, which will expire soon. So we're just gonna maximize that, take advantage of it while we can, and we've got a couple of cool trips to come in the next 2 or 3 days that we'll hopefully get to show you guys. But anyways, I think that is it for this video. Thanks very much for joining us on our journey to Sibiu. We hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please hit the thumbs up to give us a like, and make sure you subscribe.
And join us in our other videos for more adventures. Until then, stay curious and keep exploring.